Thanks for those. Hi, everybody. Thank you, and welcome to, on behalf of King Alfred Classical School, I'd like to welcome you to, I'm not going to say The Tempest this time, because I did that last year and we were doing Taming of the Shrew, so I just lost my mind. That's okay. Don't worry. But thank you for coming to see The Merchant of Venice. My name is Maria Bickley, and along with Noah Gulliver and Levi Gulliver, we have hammered out Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice, so I hope you enjoy it tonight. First, I'd like to thank Conway First Baptist for allowing us every year, like they do, to come in and take over, and they're so gracious and such wonderful people, and it's been such a blessing to all the families to be able to work on plays and to present here, and we really appreciate it. This, and you may not know, but this is our 8th play that we've done. We've been doing them for a while. It keeps growing every time. So just in case this is new for you, this is a class, and we learn about Shakespeare, and we learn by doing Shakespeare, and we get it up on its feet, and we perform it because Shakespeare wrote a play, and a play is to be acted out. All right? So now, all of these students are just students who go to King Alfred. They're students that are here. They did not audition to get in. This isn't a drama program where we're looking for, those acting kind of students that, have that kind of pizzazz, which is great. Those programs are great. But our program is more academic, and just we take who comes, and with that we say, gee, who fits what part the best? All right. So just know that these aren't actors. These aren't kids that are like, gee, I want to act, I want to be on center stage. No, they're not. And but they've learned how to create characters. They've learned about Shakespeare and about this play by being up here. So this is our final class. This is the end of the class. And so as part of that, they're performing now. This is the final lesson, and you are invited to be part of the final class, to be our audience, all right? So because I told them, it's all family and friends here, if they need to, they may have to call for line. It's Shakespeare, by the way. It's very hard to improv your way out of an iambic pentameter, okay? So I just told them to just call for a line, and then we'll feed them a line, and we'll move on. But please, just relax. This is a comedy, by the way, even though it doesn't always feel like a comedy. So hopefully you laugh and clap, whatever you want to do, hoot and holler, I suppose. Just, keep it a little low so we can hear the kids. And that's it. So I have a few things I just want to tell you. So I just want you to note the exits in case we have a fire. Not that we will. We're not planning on that. There's no penalty. There is an intermission. So, but hang on, because it's the long first part. So we're just going to torture you with Shakespeare until then. Now, the bathrooms are behind here, but if during the play we ask that if you could exit out this back way and go around this side of the building to get there. I do have to apologize to the ladies in the audience because we're having some issues in the ladies' room with not everything working. So we've got some things working and some things are not working. So don't drink water during the show, okay? All right. But anyways, so we ask for your patience and grace, forgiveness, and we may have a longer intermission than we planned, okay? Also, silence your cell phones now if you haven't done that. I have this really cool ringtone I think is cool until it's like an embarrassment, like in the middle of church or something, then you realize it's not that cool, right? All right. And before we begin, I just wanted to let you know that afterwards, if you're really good and you can hang on to the end, we have a cookie reception. But only for those that are really good, and you can stay through the whole thing. So that's your reward. All right, sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
know not why I am so sad. It wearies me, you say it wearies you. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a what-wit sadness makes of me, that I have much ado to know myself.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean, there where your argosies with a portly sail, like seniors and rich burghers on the flood, or as it were, the pageants of the sea. Do overpeer the petty traffickers, curtsy to them, do them reverence as they fly by them with woven wings.
Believe me, sir, had I such a venture forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad. I would still be plucking the grass to know where sits the wind, peering into maps for ports, piers, and roads, and every object that might make me fear misfortune, out of doubt would make me sad.
My wind cooling my broth, below me to an ague, when I thought, what harm a wind too great might do at sea. But so not me. I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise.
Believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why then, you are in love.
Fie.
Not in love neither. Then, let us say you are sad because you're not married. Ugh. Ooh, here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsman, Graziano and Lorenzo. Very well, we leave you now with better company.
I would have stayed till I made you merry, if worthier friends have not prevented me.
Your worth is very dear in my regard. I take it your own business calls on you, and you embrace the occasion to depart.
Good morn, my good lords.
Good signors both, when shall we laugh? Say when! You grow exceedingly strange, must it be so?
Or make our leisures to attend on yours.
My lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray you have in mind where we must meet.
I will not fail you.
You look not well, Senior Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with much care. Believe me, you are marvelously changed.
I hold the world, but as the world, Graziano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Let me play the fool! With mirth and laughter, let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine, and my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster, sleep when he wakes, and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? I tell thee what, Antonio, and I love thee, and 'tis my love that speaks.
I do.
There are sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and do a willful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit, as who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I open my lips, let no dog bark. Oh, my Antonio, I do know of these that therefore are only reputed wise for saying nothing, when I'm very sure, if they should speak, would almost curse those ears which hearing them would call their brothers fools.
Graziano,
I'll tell you more of this another time. But fish not with this melancholy bait for this fool gudgeon, this opinion. Well, come, good Lorenzo. Fare you well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner.
Well, we will leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Graziano never lets me speak.
Keep me company, but 2 years more, thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue.
Very well. I'll grow a talker for this gear.
Thanks and faith. For silence is only commendable, and a neat's tongue dried and made not vendible.
Is that anything now?
Graziano speaks an infinite deal of nothing, more than any man in all Venice. His reasons are 2 grains of wheat hid in 2 bushels of chaff. You shall seek them all day ere you find them, and once you have them, they are not worth the search.
Well, tell me now, what lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage that you today promised to tell me of?
'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate by showing something more swelling port than my faint mean should grant continuance. Nor do I now make moan to be abridged from such a noble rate. But my chief care is to come fairly off from the great debts wherein my time something too prodigal hath left me gauged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most in money and in love, and from your love I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of all the debts I owe.
I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it, and if it stands, as you yourself still do, within the eye of honor, be assured my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions.
In my school days, when I had lost one shaft, I shot his fellow, in the self-same flight, the self-same way, with more advised watch. And by adventuring both, I oft found both. I urge this childhood proof because what follows is pure innocence. I owe you much, and like a willful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow the self-same way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, or bring your other arrow back, and thankfully rest deader for the first.
You know me well, and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstance. And out of doubt you do me no more wrong in making question of my uttermost, than if you had made waste of all I have. Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed unto it. Therefore speak.
In Belmont is a lady, richly left, and she is fair, and fairer than that word of wondrous virtues. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair, speechless messages. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus Portia. Nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the 4 winds blow in from every coast renowned suitors, come to her temple. Oh, my Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind presages me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore, go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do, that shall be racked even to the uttermost, to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. Go presently inquire, and so will I, where money is, and I no question make, to have it of my trust, or for my sake.
If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches, and poor men's cottages princes' palaces. It is a good divine that can follow his own instruction. I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done, than to be one of the 20 to follow mine own teachings.
This reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. Omit the word choose. I may neither choose who I would, nor refuse who I dislike. Such is the will of a living daughter cured by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their deaths have good inspiration. Therefore, the lottery that he hath devised, and these 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you, will no doubt never be chosen by any but one who you shall rightly love. But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that are already come?
I pray thee, overname them, and as thou name them, I will describe them, and according to my description, level up my affection.
All right. First there is the Neapolitan prince.
Aye, that is a colt indeed, for he doth nothing but talk of his horse, and makes it a great appropriation to his own good parts that he can shoe him himself. I am much afeard my lady, his mother, played false with the smith.
Then is there the County Palatine.
He doth nothing but frown. He hears merry tales and smiles not. If a throstle sing, he should fall straight a capering.
How say you by the French lord, Monsieur Le Bon?
Well, God made him, and therefore let him pass for a man. In truth, I know it's a sin to be a mocker, but he hath a better horse than the Count Palatine, a better bad habit of frowning than the Neapolitans. He is every man and no man. If a throstle sing, he should fall straight a capering. He would fix with his own shadow. If I should marry him, I should marry 20 husbands.
What say you then to Falconbridge, the young Baron of England?
You know I say nothing of him, for he understands not me, nor I him. He hath neither French, Latin, nor Italian. He is a proper man's picture. But alas, who can converse with a dumb show?
How like you the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew?
Very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. When he is best, he is little worse than a man, and when he is worse, he is little better than a beast.
If he should offer to choose, and choose the red casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you should refuse to accept him.
Therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray thee, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. For if that devil be within and that temptation without, I know he will choose it. I will do anything, Nerissa, ere I will be married to a sponge.
Well, you need not fear, lady, that having any of these lords, they have acquainted me with their determinations, which is indeed to return home and to trouble you with no pursuit.
I am glad this parcel of wooers are so reasonable. There is not one among them that I don't, on his very absence. If I should live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die chaste as Diana, unless I be obtained by the manner of my father's will.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar, and a soldier that came here in the company of the Marquess of Montferrat?
Yes, it was Bassanio, as I think so he was called.
True, madam, he of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon was the best deserving of fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. How now? What news?
The 5 strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there is a forerunner come from a 6th, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word the prince his master will be here tonight.
If he have the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, I should rather he should drive me than wive me. Come, Nerissa, swear I'll go before. Whilst we shut the gate upon one lure, another knocks at the door.
3,000 ducats. Well,
Aye, sir, for 3 months.
for 3 months. Well,
For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall be bound. Well,
Will you stead me? Will you pleasure me? Shall I know your answer?
3,000 ducats for 3 months. and Antonio bound.
Your answer to that?
Antonio is a good man.
Have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
Oh, no. No, my meaning in saying he is a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. He hath an argosy bound to Tripoli's, another to the Indies. I understand moreover upon the Rialto he hath a third at England, a fourth at Mexico. But ships be boards, sailors but men, there be land rats and water thieves and land thieves. And then there is the perils of winds, waters, and rocks. The man is, notwithstanding, sufficient. 3,000 ducats. I think I may take his bond.
Be assured you may.
I will be assured I may, and that I will be assured I will bethink me. What news upon the Rialto? Who is he comes here?
Signor Antonio.
How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian, but more for that in low simplicity. He lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance with us here in Venice. If ever I catch him once upon the hip, I'll feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. He hates our sacred nation, and he rails, even there where merchants most do congregate on me, and my bargains, and my well-won thrift, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him.
Shylock, do you hear?
I'm debating my present store, and by my near guess of memory cannot raise up the gross of full 3,000 ducats. What of that? A Tubal, a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me. But how many months did you desire? Rest you, fair good signor, your worship was the last man in our mouths.
Shylock, albeit I neither lend nor borrow, by taking nor by giving of excess, yet to supply the ripe wants of my friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed? How much you would?
3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months.
I forgot 3 months. You told me so. Well then, let me see, your bond. But hear you, methought you said you neither borrowed nor lent upon advantage.
I do never use it.
When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep, this Jacob from our holy Abram was, as his wise mother wrought in his behalf, the third possessor.
And what of him? Did he take interest?
No, not as you would say directly, interest. Mark what Jacob did. When Laban and himself were compromised as all the Inglings, which were streaked and pied, should fall as Jacob's hire, the ewes, being rank in the end of autumn, turned into the rams, and when the work of generation was between these woolly breeders in the act, the skillful shepherds told me certain wands, and in the doing of deed of kind, he struck them up before the fulsome ewes, who did in eating time, conceiving, fall party-colored lambs, and these were Jacob's. This was a way to thrive, and he was blessed. And thrift is blessing if men steal it not.
This was a venture, sir, that Jacob searched for. A thing not in his power to bring to pass, but swayed and fashioned by the hand of heaven. Was this inserted to make interest good, or is your gold and silver ewes and rams?
I cannot tell. I make it breed as fast. But let me see.
Mark you this, Bassanio. The devil can cite scripture for his purpose. An evil soul producing holy witness is like a villain with a smiling cheek, a goodly apple rotten at the heart. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood hath.
3,000 ducats. Just a good round sum. 3 months for the race, and let me see.
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholden to you?
Signor Antonio, many a time and oft in the Rialto have you rated me about my monies and my usance. Still have I borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, you spat upon my Jewish gabardine, and all for the use of which is mine own. Well then, it appears you need my help. Go to then, you come to me and you say, Shylock, we would have moneys. You say so. You that did void your room upon my beard, and foot me as you would spurn a stranger cur over your threshold. Moneys is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Is it possible a cur could lend 3,000 ducats? Or should I bend low, and in a bondsman's key, with whispering breath and bated humbleness, say this? Fair sir, you spat on me Wednesday last, you spurned me such a day, and I'll lend you thus much monies for these courtesies.
I'm as like to call thee again, to spit on thee again, and to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends. For when did friendship take a braid for barren metal of his friend? But lend it rather to thine enemy, who if he break, thou mayest with better face exact the penalty.
Why, look how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames you have stained me with. Supply your present wants, and take no doit for usance of my monies. And you'll not hear me. This is kind I offer.
This word kindness.
This kindness will I show. Go with me to a notary, seal me there your single bond, and in a merry sport, if you repay me not on such a day, such sum or sums are as expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh, to be cut off and taken in whatever part of your body pleaseth me.
Content, in faith, I'll seal unto such a bond, and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me. I'll rather dwell in my necessity.
Why, fear not, man. I'll not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
Oh, Father Abram, what Christians these are, who own hard dealings, teach them to suspect the thoughts of others. I pray you tell me this. If he should break his day, what should I gain by the exaction of the forfeiture? A pound of a man's flesh, taken from a man, is not so estimable, profitable neither, as a pound of beef, mutton, or goats. I say, I extend this favor to buy his friendship, if he will take it so. If not, adieu, and for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond.
Then I'll go purse the ducats straight. See through my house left an unthrifty guard of an unthrifty knave, and presently I'll be with you.
Hie thee, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind.
I like not fair terms in a villain's mind.
Come on, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
Mislike me not for my complexion, the shadowed livery of the burnished sun, to whom I am a neighbor and near bred. Bring me the fairest creature, northward born, where Phoebus' fire scarce thaws the icicles, and let us make incision for your love, to prove whose blood is reddest, his or mine. Ha! I tell you, lady, this aspect of mine hath feared the valiant. By my love I swear, the best regarded virgins of our clime have loved it too. I would not change this hue, except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen.
In terms of choice, I am not solely led by the nice direction of a maiden's eyes. Besides, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. But if my father had not scanted me, yourself, renowned prince, sit as fair as any comer I have looked on yet for my affection.
Even for that I thank you. Therefore I pray you, lead me to the caskets to try my fortune. By these scimitar that slew the Sophie and the Persian prince, that won 3 fields of Sultan Suleiman. I will stare the sternest eyes that look at brave, the heart most daring on the earth. Pluck the unsuckling cubs from the she-bear. Yea, mock the lion when he roars for prey. To win thee, lady. Oh, to win thee, lady.
You must take your chance, or even not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose, if you choose wrong, never to speak to lady in way of marriage afterward. Therefore be advised.
Nor will not. Come, bring me unto my chance.
First forward to the temple, and after dinner your hazard shall be made.
Good fortune then to make me blessed or cursedst among men.
Certainly, my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow. The fiend is at mine elbow, and tempts me, saying to me, Gobbo, Lancelot, Gobbo, good Lancelot, or good Gobbo, or good Lancelot, Gobbo. Use your legs, take the start, run away. Well, my conscience says, no. Take heed, honest Lancelot. Take heed, honest Gobbo. Or, as aforesaid, honest Lancelot Gobbo, do not run. Scorn running with thy heels. Well, the most courageous fiend bids me pack. Fia, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend. For the heavens, rouse up a brave mind, says the fiend, and run. Well, my conscience, hanging about the neck of my heart, says very wisely to me, my honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son, or rather, an honest woman's son, for indeed my father did something smack, something to grow to. He had a kind of taste. Well, my conscience says, Lancelot, budge not. Budge, says the fiend. All together, budge. Budge not. Budge not. Budge. Budge not. Budge. Budge not. Budge. Budge. Conscience, say I, you counsel well. Fiend, say I, you counsel well. To be ruled by the fiend, I should stay with the Jew, my master, who, God bless the mark, is a kind of devil. And to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend, who, saving your reverence, is the very devil himself. Certainly, the Jew is the very devil incarnation. And in my conscience is a kind of hard conscience to offer to counsel me to stay with the Jew. The fiend gives the more friendly counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels are at your command.
but let it be so hasty. Let supper be ready by the farthest of 5 o'clock. See these letters delivered, put the liveries to making, and desire Gratiano to come anon to my lodging.
God bless you, worship.
Gramercy, what wouldst thou want with me?
I'm a poor servant, sir. Not a poor boy, sir, but the rich Jew's man, that would, sir, have a great infection, sir, as one would say. Indeed, the short and the long is, I serve the Jew, and have a desire. To be brief, the very truth is that the Jew, having done me wrong, doth cause me, as I hope shall fructify unto you. In very brief, the suit is impertinent to myself, as your worship shall
What
know.
would you?
Serve you, sir.
I know thee well, thou hast obtained thy suit. I have spoke with thy master the Jew today, and he hath preferred thee, if it be preferment, to leave a rich Jew service to become a follower of so poor a gentleman.
The old proverb is very well parted between my master Shylock and you, sir. You have the grace of God, sir. He had enough.
Thou speakest it well. Go, take leave of thy old master the Jew, and inquire my lodging out, for I do feast tonight.
I'll take my leave of the Jew in a twinkling.
Go, Leonardo, think on this. These things being bought and orderly bestowed, return in haste, for I do feast tonight my best esteemed acquaintance. Ivy, go.
My best endeavor shall be done, Geraint.
Where's your master?
Yonder, sir, he walks.
Hey! Signor Bassanio!
Signor Gratiano!
I have suit to you.
You have obtained it.
You must not deny me. I must go with you to Belmont.
Why, then you must. Tie thee, Gratiano. Thou art too wild, too rude, too bold a voice. Parts that become thee happily enough, and such as ours appear not false. But where thou art not known, why there they show something too liberal. Pray thee take pains to allay thy skipping spirit with some cool drops of modesty. Thus through thy wild behavior I be misconstrued in place I go to, and lose my suit.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. If I do not put on a sober habit, talk with respect, swear but now and then, wear prayer books in my pocket, demurely, to use all the observance of civility like one, well, studied in a sad ostent to please his grandam, never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
Nay, but I bar tonight. You shall not gauge me by what we do tonight.
Nay, I would rather have you put on your boldest suit of mirth. For we have friends that purpose merriment, but I have some business that calls me hence.
And I must to Lorenzo and the rest. But we will visit you at supper time.
But fare thee well. There is expected for thee.
Ooh.
And lastly, soon as supper shalt thou see Lorenzo, who's thy new master's guest. Give him his letter. Do it secretly. And so farewell. I will not have my father seek me and talk with thee.
Adieu! Tears exhibit my tongue, most beautiful pagan, most sweet Jew. If a Christian do not play the knave and get thee, I am much deceived. But adieu! These foolish drops do something drown my manly spirit. Adieu!
Alack, what heinous sin is in me, to be ashamed to be my father's child. But though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. Oh, Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end the strife, become a Christian, and thy loving wife.
Nay, we will slink away in supper time, disguise us at my lodging, and return all in an hour.
We have not made good preparation.
We have not yet spoken of torchbearers.
'Tis vile unless it may be quietly ordered, and better in my mind not undertook.
'Tis now but 4 o'clock. We have 2 hours to furnish us. Friend Lancelot, what's the news?
And it shall please you to break up this. It shall seem to signify.
I know the hand. In faith, 'tis a fair hand. And whiter than the paper that it writ on is the fair hand that writ.
Love news and faith.
By your leave, sir,
Whither goest thou?
marry, sir, to bid my old master, the Jew, to sup tonight with my new master, the Christian.
Hold here, take this. Tell gentle Jessica I will not fail her.
Ooh!
Speak it privately. Go, gentlemen! Will you prepare you for this mask tonight? I am provided of a torchbearer.
Mary, we'll be gone by it straight.
And so will I.
Meet me in Graziano at Graziano's lodging some hour hence.
'Tis good we do so.
Was not that letter from fair Jessica?
I must needs tell thee all. She hath directed how I shall steal her from her father's house, what gold and jewels she is furnished with, what page's suit she hath in readiness. If e'er the Jew her father come to heaven, it will be for his gentle daughter's sake. And never let misfortune cross her foot, unless she do it under this excuse, that she is issue to a faithless Jew. Come, go with me. Bruise this as thou goest. Fair Jessica shall be my torchbearer.
Well, thou shalt see. Thy eyes shall be thy judge. The difference of old Shylock and Bassanio. What, Jessica? Thou shalt not have gourmand eyes as thou hast done with me. What, Jessica? Or sleep and snore and rent apparel out. Why, Jessica, I say!
Why, Jessica!
I did not bid thee call. Who bid thee call? I did not bid thee call.
Your worship was one to tell me I could do nothing without bidding.
Call you. What is your will?
I am bid forth to supper, Jessica. There are my keys. But wherefore should I go? I'm not bid for love, they flatter me. But yet I'll go in hate to feed upon the prodigal Christian. Well, Jessica, look to my house. I am right loath to go, for there is some ill a brewing towards my rest. For I did dream of money bags tonight.
I beseech you, sir, go. My young master doth expect your reproach.
So do I his.
And they have conspired together. I will not say you shall see a mask, but if you do, it was not for nothing that my nose fell a-bleeding on Black Monday last.
What? There are masks? Hear you me, Jessica. Lock up my house's doors, and when you hear the vile squealing in the drum and the vile squealing of the wry-necked fife, clamber you not up to the casements then, nor thrust your head into the public street to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces, but stop my house's ears. I mean, my casements. Let not the sound of shallow foppery enter my sober house. By Jacob's staff, I swear I have no mind of feasting forth tonight. But I will go. Go you before me, Sirrah. Say I will come.
I will go before, sir. Mistress, look out at window for all this. There will come a Christian by, will be worth a Jewish eye.
What says that fool of Hagar's offspring? Huh!
His words were, farewell, mistress. Nothing else.
The patch is kind enough, but a huge feeder. Snail slow in profit. He sleeps by day more than the wildcat. And Drones hive not with me, and therefore I part with him. And part with him to one whom I would help him to waste his borrowed purse. Well, Jessica, go in. Perhaps I will return immediately. Do as I bid you. Lock doors after you. A fast bind, a fast find. A proverb never stale in thrifty mind.
Farewell. And if my fortune be not crossed, I have a father, you a daughter, lost.
Hey, this is the penthouse under which Lorenzo desired us to make stand.
His hour's almost past.
And it is a marvel he outdwells his hour, for lovers ever run before the clock. Oh, 10 times faster Venus's pigeons fly to seal love bonds new made than they are wont to keep obliged faith unfulfilled.
Here comes Lorenzo, more this hereafter.
Sweet friends, your patience for my long abode. Not I, but my affairs have made you wait. When you shall please to play the thieves for wives, I'll watch as long as for you then. Approach. Here dwells my father Jew. Ho! Who's within? Ho! Who's within?
Who are you? Tell me for more certainty. Albeit I'll swear that I do know your tongue.
Lorenzo, and thy love.
Lorenzo certain, and my love indeed, for who have I so much? And who knows but you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours?
Heaven, thy thoughts are witness that thou art.
Here, catch this casket. It is worth the pains. I am glad 'tis night. You do not look on me, for I'm much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed into a boy.
Descend, for you must be my torchbearer.
What? Must I hold a candle to my shames? They in themselves, good sooth, are too light. But 'tis an office of discovery, love, and I should be obscured.
So are you, sweet, even in the lovely garnish of a boy. But come at once, for the close night doth play the runaway, and we are stayed for it, Bassanio's feast.
I will make fast the doors and yield myself with some more ducats and be with you straight.
Now, by my hood, a gentle and no Jew.
Beshrew me, but I love her heartily, for she is wise, if I can judge of her, and fair she is, if that mine eyes be true. And true she is, as she hath proved herself, and therefore, like herself, wise, fair, and true, shall she be placed in my constant soul. What art thou come? On, gentlemen, away! Our masking mates by this time for us stay!
Who's there?
Signor Antonio?
Fie, Graciano! Where are all the rest? 'Tis 9 o'clock. Our friends'll stay for you. No mask tonight. The wind has come about. Bassanio presently will go aboard. I have sent 20 out to seek for you.
I am glad on it. I desire no more delight than to be under sail and gone tonight.
Make your choice.
This first of gold, who this inscription bears, who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. The second, silver, which this promise carries, who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. The third, dull lead, with warning all as blunt. Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. How shall I know if I do choose the right?
The one of them contains my picture prints. If you choose that, then I am yours with all.
Some god direct my judgment. Let me see. I will survey the inscriptions back again. What says this leaden casket? Who chooseth me must give, and hazard all he hath. Must give? For what? For lead? Hazard for lead? This casket threatens. Men that hazard all do it in open fair advantages. Her golden mind stoops not to show dross. All day nor give, nor hazard aught for lead. What says the silver with her virgin hue? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. As much as he deserves. Pause there, Morocco, and weigh thy value with an even hand. If thou beest rated by thine estimation, thou dost deserve enough. And yet, enough may not extend so far as to the lady. And yet to be afeard of my deserving were but a weak disabling on myself. As much as I deserve, why, that's the lady! I do in birth deserve her, and in fortunes, in graces, and in qualities of breeding. But more than these, in love I do deserve. What if I strayed no further, but chose here? Let's see once more these saying graved in gold. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. Why, that's the lady! All the world desires her. From the four corners of the earth they come to kiss this shrine, this mortal breathing saint. One of these three contains her heavenly picture, is like that lead contains her. Oh, 'twere damnation to think so base a thought. It were too gross to rip her surcloth in the obscure grave. Or shall I think in silver she's immune, being 10 times undervalued to tried gold? Oh, sinful thought! Never was so rich a gem set in less than gold. Deliver me the key. Here do I choose, and thrive by as I may.
There, take it, Prince, and if my form lies there, then I am yours.
Oh no! What have we here? A carrion debt. Within whose empty eye there is a written scroll. I'll read the writing. All that glisters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Many a man is like at soul, but my outside to behold. Gilded tombs do worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs, in judgment old, your answer had not been enscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold. Cold indeed, and labor lost. Then farewell heat, and welcome frost. Portia, adieu. I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave. Thus losers part.
A gentle riddance, draw the curtains go. Let all of his complexion choose me so.
With him is Gratiano gone along, and in their ship, I'm sure the venture's not.
The villain Jew with outcries raised the Jew, who went with him to search Bassanio's ship.
He came too late. The ship was already under sail. But there the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola were seen together, Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica. Besides, Antonio certified the Duke that they were not with Bassanio in his ship.
I never heard of passion so confused, so strange, outrageous, and so variable as the dog Jew did utter in the streets. My darling! Oh my ducats! Oh my daughter! Fled with a Christian! Oh my Christian ducats! Justice! The law! My ducats! And my daughter! A sealed bag! 2 sealed bags of ducats! Of double ducats! Stolen from me by my daughter! And jewels! 2 stones! 200 precious stones! Stolen by my daughter! Justice! Find the girl! She had the stones upon her! And the ducats!
While all the boys in Venice follow him crying, his stones, and his ducats.
Let good Antonio live to keep his day, or he shall pay for this.
Mary, well remembered, I reasoned with a Frenchman yesterday who told me in the narrow seas that part the French and the English, thou miscarried a vessel of our country, richly fraught. I thought upon Antonio when he told me this, and wished in silence that it were not his.
You were best to tell Antonio what you hear, yet do not suddenly, for it may grieve him.
A kinder gentleman treads not the earth. I saw Bassanio and Antonio part. Bassanio told him he would make some speed of his return. He said, do not so. Slubber not business for my sake, Bassanio, but stay the very ripening of the time. And for the Jew's bond which he hath of me, let it not enter your mind of love. Be married and employ your chief's thoughts, the courtship and such fair assets of love, as shall conveniently become you there. And even there, his eye being big with tears, turning his face and putting his hand behind him, and with affection and wonder sensible, he wrung Bassanio's hand, and so they parted.
I think he only loves the world for him. I pray thee, let us go and find him out and quicken his embracing happiness with some delight or other.
Do we so?
Quick, I pray thee, draw the curtain straight. The Prince of Aragon hath taken his oath, and comes to his election presently. Behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince. If you choose that wherein I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. But if you fail, without more speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately.
I am enjoined by oath to observe 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket as I choose. Next, if I fail with the right casket, never in my life to woo a maid in way of marriage. Lastly, if I do fail in fortune of my choice, immediately to leave you and be gone.
To these injunctions everyone doth swear that comes to hazard for my worthless self.
And so I have addressed me. Fortune now to my heart's hope. Gold, silver, and base lead. Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he has. You should look fair ere I give or hazard. What is the golden chest? Ha! Let me see. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. What many men desire. That many may be meant by the full multitude who choose by show, but not learning what the fond eye doth teach, which prize not to the interior, but like marklet that builds in the weather on the outward wall, even in the force of road and casualty. I will not choose what many men desire, because I will not drop with common spirits and rank thee with the barbarous multitudes. Why then to thee, thou silver treasure house, tell me once more what title thou dost bear. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he desires. And well said too. For who shall go about to cousin fortune and be honorable without the stamp of merit? Let none presume to wear undeserved dignity, or that states, degrees, and offices were not derived corruptly, and that clear honor were purchased by the merit of the wearer. How many then should cover that stand bare? How many be commanded that command? How much low peasantry glean from the and be new varnished with the true seed of honor? And how much honor picked from the chaff and ruin of the times to be new varnished? Well, but to my trust, who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. I will assume that. Give me a key for this, and instantly unlock my fortunes here.
Too long to pause for that which you find there.
What's here? A portrait of a bleeding idiot? Presenting me a schedule? I will read it. How much unlike thou art to Portia? How much unlike my hopes and my deservings? Who chooseth me shall have as much as he deserves. Did I deserve no more than a fool's head? Am I deserved no better?
To offend and judge are distinct offices and of opposed natures.
What's here? Take what wife you will to bed. I will ever be your head. So be gone, you are sped. Still more fool I shall appear by the time I linger here. With one fool's head I came to woo, but I go away with two. Sweet adieu. I'll keep my oath patiently to bear my wrath.
Thus hath the candle sent him off. Come, draw the curtains, Jersa.
Where is my lady?
Here, what will you?
There is alighted at your gate a young Venetian, one that comes to signify the approaching of his lord. To wit, besides commends and courteous breath, gifts of rich value. And yet I have not seen so likely an ambassador of love. A day in April never came so sweet, to show how softly summer was at hand, as his forespur comes before his lord.
No more, I pray thee, for I am half afeard thou wilt say anon he is some kin to thee, for thou spendest such high days wit in praising him. Come, come, Nerissa, for I long to see quick Cupid's post that comes so mannerly. Bassanio, the Lord love, if thou willest be.
Now, what news on the Rialto?
Why yet lives there unchecked that Antonio hath a ship of rich lading wrecked on the narrow seas.
But it is true, without any slips of prolixity or crossing the plain highway of talk, that good Antonio hath lost the ship.
I would it might prove the end of his losses.
Let me say amen betimes lest the devil cross my prayer. For here he comes in the likeness of a Jew. How now, Shylock? What news among the merchants?
You knew none so well as you of my daughter's flight.
That's certain. I, for my part, knew the tailor that made the wings that she flew withal.
And Shylock, for his own part, knew the bird was fledged, and it is the complexion of them all to lead mother.
She is cursed for it.
That's certain. If the devil may be her judge.
My own flesh and blood to rebel.
Out upon it, old carrion. Rebels it at these years.
I say my daughter is my flesh and my blood.
There is more difference between jet and ivory. More between there is your bloods and red wine and reddish. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio have any loss at sea or no?
There, I have another bad match. A bankrupt, a prodigal, who dares scarce show his head on the Rialto. A beggar that was once to come so smug upon the march. Let him look to his bond. He who was once to call me usurer. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend money for a Christian kersey. Let him look to his bond.
Why, I'm sure if you forfeit, thou will not take his flesh. What's that good for?
To bait a fish withal, if it will feed nothing else. It will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and hindered me $500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, heated my friends, cooled mine enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands? Organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food. Hurt with the same weapons. Subject to the same diseases. Healed by the same means. Warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? And if you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If a Christian wrong a Jew, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what should his sufferance be? By Christian example. Why? Revenge. The villainy you teach me I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction.
Gentlemen, my master Antonio is at his house and desires to speak with you both.
We have been up and down to seek him.
Here comes another of the tribe. A third cannot be matched unless the devil himself turned Jew.
Now, Tubal, what news upon the Rialto? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
Why, there. 2,000 ducats. Gone cost me in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats in that and other precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot, and the ducats in her ear. Would she were hearsed, and the ducats in her coffin! No news of them. Why so? And I know not what's spent in the search. Why, the loss upon loss. The thief gone with so much, and so much to find the thief and no satisfaction, no revenge, no ill luck that's stirring but what lights on my shoulders. No sighs but on my breathing. No tears but on my shedding.
Yes, Other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa,
What? Ill luck? Ill luck?
hath an argosy cast away coming from Tripolis.
I thank God. I thank God. Is it true? Is it true?
I spoke with some of the sailors that escaped the wreck.
I am very glad of it. I'll plague him. I'll torture him. I am glad of it.
One. Your daughter spent in Genoa one night, as I heard, 40 ducats.
Thou torturest me, Tubal. 40 ducats. 40 ducats in a sitting. I shall never see my gold again. 40 ducats.
There came diverse of Antonio's creditors in my company to Venice that swear he cannot choose but break.
I am very glad of it. I'll torture him. I am very glad of it.
One of them showed me a ring that he had of your daughter for a monkey.
Out upon it! Thou torturest me, Tubal! It was my turquoise! I had it of Leia when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys!
But Antonio is certainly undone.
Nay, that's true. That's very true. Go, Tubal. Bespeak me a fortnight before. I shall have the heart of him if he forfeit. For were he out of Venice, I could make what merchandise I will. Go, Tubal. At our synagogue, good Tubal. At our synagogue.
Let me choose, for as I am, I live upon the rack.
Upon the rack, Bassanio? Then confess what treason there is mingled with your love.
None. But that ugly treason of mistrust, which makes me fear the enjoying of my love. There may as well be enmity in life between snow and fire as treason in my love.
Aye, but I fear you speak upon the rack, where men enforced did you speak anything.
Promise me life, and I'll confess the truth.
Well then, confess and live.
Confess and love had been the very sum of my confession. Oh, happy torment when my torturer doth teach me answers for deliverance. But let me to my fortune in the caskets.
Away then. I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Never send all the rest, stand aloof. Let music sound while he doth make his choice.
may the outward shows be least themselves, the world is still deceived with ornament. In law what please, so tainted and corrupt, but being seasoned with a gracious voice, obscures the show of evil. In religion, what cursed air, but some sober brow will bless it and approve it with a text, hiding its grossness with fair ornament. There is no vice so simple, but assumes some mark of virtue on his outward parts. How many cowards, whose hearts are all as false as stairs of sand, wear yet upon their chins the beards of Hercules and frowning Mars, who inward searched have livers, white as milk, and these assume but valor's excrement to render them redoubted. Look on beauty, and you shall see, 'tis purchased by the wage, which therein works a miracle in nature, making them lightest that wear most of it. Therefore, ornament is but the guiled shore to most dangerous sea. In a word, a cunning truth put on to entrap the wisest. Therefore then, thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas, I will none of thee. Nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge tween man and man. But thou meager red, who rather threatenest than thus promised aught. Thou paleness moves me more than eloquence. And here choose I, joy be the consequence.
How all the other passions flee to air, as doubtful thought and rash embrace despair, and shuddering fear and green-eyed jealousy. O love, be moderate, allay thy ecstasy, and measure in thy joy, scan this excess. I feel too much thy blessing, make it less, for fear I serve it.
What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit. What demigod hath come so near creation? Yet look how far the substance of my praise doth wrong this shadow, in underprizing it. So far this shadow doth limp behind the substance. Here's the scroll, the continent and summary of my fortune. You that choose not by the view, chances far and chooses true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you be well pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where your lady is, and claim her with a loving kiss. A gentle scroll. Fair lady, I come by note, to give and to receive, as doubtful whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by you.
You see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand, such as I am, though for myself alone, I would not be ambitious in my wish to wish myself much better. But for you, I would be troubled 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich, that only to stand high in your account, I might in virtues, beauties, livings, friends exceed account. But the full sum of me is the sum of something, determined gross, is an unlessoned girl, unschooled, unpracticed. Happy in this, she is not yet so old that she can learn. Happier than this, she is not bred so dull that she may learn. Happiest of all is that her gentle spirit commits itself to yours, to be directed as her lord, her governor, her king. Myself and what is mine to you and yours is now converted. But now I was the lord of this fair mansion, master of these servants, queen or myself. But even now, this mansion, these servants, and the same myself are yours, my lords. I give them with this ring, which when you part from lose or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love, and be my vantage to exclaim on you.
Madam, you have bereft me of all words. Only my blood speaks to you in my veins. And there is such confusion in my power that every something being blent together turns to a wild of nothing, save for joy expressed and not expressed. But when this ring parts from my finger, then parts life from hence. Oh, then be bold to say Bassanio's dead.
My lord and lady, it is now our time that have stood by and seen our wishes prosper to cry, good joy, my lord and lady.
My Lord Bassanio and my gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that you can wish, for I am sure you can wish none for me. And when your honors me to solemnize the bargain of your faith, I do beseech you, even at that time, I may be married too.
With all my heart, if thou canst get a wife.
And thank you, lordship. You have got me one. My eyes, my lord, can look as swift as yours. You beheld the mistress, I beheld the maid. You loved, I loved, for intermission no more pertains to me, my lord, than you. Your fortune stood upon the caskets there, and so did mine too, as the matter falls. For wooing here until I did sweat again, and swearing till my very roof was dry with oaths of love. At last, if promise last, I got a promise of this fair one here to have her love, provided that your fortune achieved her mistress.
Is this true, Nerissa? Madam, it is. So you stand pleased withal.
And do you, Gratiano, mean good faith?
Yes, faith, my lord.
Our feast shall be much honored in your marriage.
Who comes here? Lorenzo and his infidel. What, my good Venetian friend Salario?
Lorenzo and Salario, welcome hither. And that the power of my new interest here hath power to bid you welcome. By your leave, I bid my very friends and countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome.
So do I, my lord. They're entirely welcome.
I thank your honor. For my part, my lord, my purpose was not to have seen you here, but meeting with Salario by the way. He did entreat me, past all saying nay, to come with him along.
I did, my lord, and I have reason for it. Signor Antonio commends him to you.
Ere I ope his letter, I pray you tell me how my good friend doth.
His letter there will show you his estates.
Nerissa, cheery on stranger, bid her welcome. Your hand, Salario. What's the news from Venice? How doth the royal merchant, good Antonio? I know you'll be glad of our success. We are the Jasons. We have won the fleece.
I would you had won the fleece. He has lost.
There are some shrewd contents in yon same paper that steals the color from Bassanio's cheek. Some dear friend dead.
Gentle lady, when I did first impart my love to you, I freely told you all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I was a gentleman, and then I told you true. But, dear lady, rating myself at nothing, you shall see how much I was a braggart. For I've engaged myself to a dear friend, engaged my friend to his mere enemy to feed my present needs. Here is a letter, lady, the paper as the body of my friend, and every word in a gaping wound issuing forth lifeblood. But is it true, Salario? Have all his ventures failed? Was not one hit? From Tripolis, from Mexico and England, from Lisbon, Barbary and India, and not one vessel escaped the dreadful touch of merchant marring rocks.
Not one, my lord. Besides, it should appear, if he had the present money to disguise the Jew, he would not take it. Never did I know a creature that did bear the shape of man, so keen and greedy to confound a man. He piles into at morning and at night, and doth impeach the freedom of the state. If they deny him justice, 20 merchants, the Duke himself, and the Magnificos of greatest port have all pursued with him, but none can drive him from his envious plea of forfeiture and justice of his bond.
When I was with him, I heard him swear to Tubal and Cush, his countrymen, that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he had owed him. And I know, my lord, if law, authority, and power deny not, it will go hard with poor Antonio.
Is it your friend that is thus in trouble?
The dearest friend to me, the kindest man, in doing courtesies, and one in whom the ancient Roman honor more appears than any that draw breath in Italy.
What sum owes he the Jew?
For me, 3,000 ducats.
What, no more? Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Double 6,000, then trouble that, before a friend of this description shall lose a hair through Bassanio's fault. First, go with me to church and call me wife, and away to Venice to your friend. For never shall you lie by Portia's side with an unquiet soul. You shall have gold to pay the petty debt 20 times over. When it is paid, bring your true friend along. My maid Nerissa and myself, meantime, will live as maids and widows. Come away, for you shall hint upon your wedding day. Bid your friends welcome, show a merry cheer. Since you are dear bought, I will love you, dear. But let me hear the letter from your friend.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried. My creditors grow cruel. My estate is very low. My bond to the Jew is forfeit. And since in paying it, it is impossible I should live, all debts are cleared between you and I, if I might but see you at my death. Notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come, let not my letter.
Oh, love, dispatch all business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste. But till I come again, no bed shall e'er be guilty of my stay, nor rest interposer twixt us twain.
Jailer, look to him.
Shylock.
Tell me not of mercy! This is the fool that lent out money gratis. Jailer, look to him!
Hear me yet, good
I'll have my
Shylock.
bond. I'll not hear thee speak. I have sworn in an oath that I will have my bond. Thou calledst me a dog before thou hadst a cause, but since I am a dog, beware my fangs.
I pray thee,
I'll
hear
have
me speak.
my bond. I will not hear thee speak. I'll have my bond, and therefore speak no more. I'll not be made a dull and soft-eyed fool to sigh and relent and yield to Christian intercessors. Follow not. I'll have no speaking. I'll have my bond.
It is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept with men.
Let him alone. I'll follow him no more with bootless prayers. He seeks my life. His reason, well I know. I oft have delivered from his forfeitures, many that have at times made moan to me. Therefore, he hates me.
I am sure the Duke will never grant this forfeiture to hold.
The Duke cannot deny the course of the law. Therefore go. These griefs and losses have so baited me that I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh tomorrow to my bloody creditor. Well, jailer, on. Pray God Bassanio come to see me pay his debt, and then I care not.
Lorenzo, I committed to your hands the husbandry and management of my house until my lord's return. For my own part, I have toward heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only intended by Nerissa here and to her husband in my lord's return. There is a monastery 2 miles off, and there we will abide. I do desire you not to deny this imposition, to which my love and sudden necessity now lays upon you.
Madame, with all my heart, I will obey you in all fair commands.
My people do already know my mind, and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. So fare you well till we shall meet again.
Fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you.
I wish your ladyship all heart's content.
I thank you for your wish, and am well pleased to wish it back on you. So fare you well, Jessica. Now, Balthazar, as I have ever found thee honest true, let me find thee still. Take this same letter, and use all the endeavor of a man, and speed to Padua, and see thou render this into my cousin's hand, Dr. Bellario, and look what notes and garments he doth give thee, and bring them to the traject into the common ferry which trades to Venice. Waste no time in words, but get thee gone. I shall be there before thee.
Madam, I go with all convenient speed.
Come on, Nerissa, I have work in hand you yet know none of. We'll see our husbands before they think of us.
Shall they see us?
They shall, but in such a habit that they shall think we are accomplished in that in which we lack. I'll prove thee any wager. When we are both accoutred like young men, I'll prove the prettier fellow of the two, and wear my dagger with a braver grace, and speak between the change of man and boy with a reed voice, and turn 2 mincing steps into a manly stride, and speak a phrase like a flying bragging youth, and tell quaint lies how honorable ladies sought my love, which I denying, they fell sick and died. I could not do withal, and then I'll repent, and wish for all that I had not killed them. I have within my mind 1,000 broad tricks of these bragging jacks which I will practice.
Why, shall we turn to men?
Fie, what a question's that, if thou wert a lewd interpreter. But come, I'll tell thee all the whole of my device when we are in my coach, which stays for us at the park's gate. Therefore, haste away, for for we must measure 20 miles today. Truly, for look you, the sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Therefore, I promise you, I fear you. I was always plain with you, and so now I speak my agitation of the matter. Therefore, be all good cheer, for truly I think you are doomed. There is but one hope in it that can do you any good, and that is but a kind of counterfeit hope neither.
And what hope is that, I pray thee?
Marry, you may partly hope that your father got you not, that you are not the Jew's daughter.
That were a kind of counterfeit hope indeed, so that the sins of my mother should be visited upon me.
Truly then, I fear you are doomed, both by father and mother.
I shall be saved by my husband, he hath made me a Christian.
Truly more to blame he. We were Christians, and now before there's making of Christians, we'll raise the price of hogs. If we grow old to be pork eaters, we shall not shortly have a rasher on the coals for money.
I'll tell my husband, Lancelot, what you say. Why, here he comes.
I shall grow jealous of you shortly, Lancelot, if you thus get my wife into corners.
Nay, you not fear us, Lorenzo. Lancelot and I are out. He tells me flatly there's no mercy for me in heaven because I'm a Jew's daughter, and he says you're no good member of the Commonwealth, for in converting Jews to Christians, you raise the price of pork.
Go in, Sir Rob. Bid them prepare for dinner.
That is done, sir. They all have stomachs.
Goodly Lord, what a whit-snapper you are! Then bid them prepare dinner. Oh, dear discretion, how his words are suited. How cheerest thou, Jessica? And now, good sweet, say thy opinion. How dost thou like the Lord Bassanio's wife?
Past all expressing, it is very meet the Lord Bassanio live an upright life. Having such a blessing in his lady, he finds the joys of heaven here on earth. And if on earth he did not merit it, in reason he should never come to heaven. Why, if two gods should place in heavenly match, and on the wager lay two earthly women, and Portia one, there must be something else pawned with the other, for the poor rude world hath not her fellow.
Even such a husband hast thou of me as she is for a wife.
Nay, but ask my opinion too of that.
I will anon. First let us go into dinner.
Nay, let me praise you while I have a stomach.
No, pray thee, let it serve for table talk. Then howsoever thou speakest, among other things I shall digest it.
Well, I'll set you forth.
What? Is Antonio here?
Ready, so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stone adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace have ta'en great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but since he stands obdurate, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit, the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go, one, and pull the Jew into the court.
He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Make room, and let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou wilt leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act, and then 'tis thought that'll show thy mercy, and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh. Thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but, touched with humane gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principal. Lansing and I have pity on his losses, that have lay so huddled on his back, and now to press a royal merchant down, and pluck commiseration from his state. From brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tartars, never trained in offices of tender courtesy, we all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I propose. and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny me, let the danger light on your charter and your city's freedom. You'll ask why I'd rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my humor. Is it answered? What if my house be plagued with a rat, and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it bane? What, are you answered? Some men there are love not a gaping pig. Some that are mad if they behold a cat. Others, when the bagpipes sing in the nose, cannot contain their urine, for affection masters oft passion, sways it in the mood to what it likes or loathes. Now, for your answer. As there is no firm reason to be rendered why he cannot abide a gaping pig, why he a harmless, necessary cat, why he a woolen bagpipe, but of force to such inevitable shame to offend, itself being offended. So can I give no reason, nor shall I not, than a certain lodged hate and loathing that I bear Antonio, that I follow thus a losing suit against him. What, are you answered?
This is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I am not bound to please thee with my answers.
Do all men kill the thing they do not love?
Loves any man a thing he would not kill?
Every offense is not a hate at first.
What, wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray you, think you question with the Jew? You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait his usual height. You may as well use question with the wolf. Why, he hath made the ewe bleat for the lamb. You may as well do anything most hard, as seek to soften that then, which, what's harder? His Jewish heart. Therefore, I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no farther means, for with all brief and plain conveniency, let me have the judgment, and the Jew his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
If every ducat in 6,000 were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How shalt thou hope for mercy? Rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? You have among you many a purchased slave, which you use in abject and in slavish parts because you bought them. Should I say to you, free them, marry them to your heirs? Let their beds be made as soft as yours. Why sweat they under such burdens? Let their palates be seasoned with such viand. You will answer me, the slaves are ours. So do I answer you. The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. 'Tis paid for, and I shall have it. I stand here for the law. Answer. Shall I have it?
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court, unless Bellario, a learned doctor, whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today.
My lord, here stays a messenger with letters from the doctor, new come from Padua.
Bring us the letters. Call the messenger.
Good cheer, Antonio. What man courage yet? The Jew shall have my flesh, blood, bones, and all, ere thou shalt lose for me one drop of blood.
I am a tainted wether of the flock, meetest for death. The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground, and so let me. You cannot be better employed, Bassanio, than to live still and write mine epitaph.
Came you from Padua, from Bellario?
From both, my lord. Bellario greets your grace.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
To cut the forfeiture from the bankrupt there.
Not on thy soul, but on thy soul, harsh Jew, thou makest thy knife keen. But no metal can, no, not the hangman's axe, bear half the keenness of thy sharp envy. Can no prayers pierce thee?
No, not that thou hast wit enough to make.
Oh, well, be thou cursed, then, execrable dog, and for thy life let justice be accused. Thou almost made me waver in my faith to hold an opinion with Pythagoras, that the souls of animals infuse themselves into the trunks of men, for thy desires are wolfish, starved, bloody, and ravenous.
Till thou canst rail the seal off my bond, thou but offendest thy lungs to speak so loud. Prepare thy wit, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. I stand here for the law.
This letter doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he?
He attended here hard by, to know your answer, whether you'll admit him.
With all my heart, go give him courteous conduct to this place. Meantime, the court shall hear Bellario's letter. Your grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter I am very sick, but in the instant that your messenger came in loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthazar. I acquainted him with the cause and controversy between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. We turned our many books together. He is furnished with my opinion, which, fettered with his own learning, the greatness whereof I cannot enough commend, comes with him in my importunity to fill up your grace's request in my stead. You hear the learned Bellario what he writes. And here I take it is the doctor come. Give me your hand. Come you from old Bellario?
I did, my lord.
You are welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds this present question in the court?
I am informed thoroughly of the cause. Which the merchant here, which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock, both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow. Yet in such a rule the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as a gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesses him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest and the mightiest. It becomes the throne and monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, an attribute of awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway, is enthroned in the hearts of kings, is an attribute to God himself. An earthly power then shall likest God's when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow in this strict court of Venice, must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
My deeds upon my head. I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes. Here, I tender it for him in the court. Yea, twice the sum. If that will not suffice, I will be bound to pay it on forfeit of my hands and my heart, my head. If that will not suffice, it must appear that malice bears down truth. And I beseech your honor, rest once upon the law to your great authority. Do a great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil of his will.
This cannot be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established. 'Twill be recorded as a precedent, and many an error by example will rush into state. It cannot be.
Daniel, come to judgment. Yea, Daniel. Oh, wise and upright judge, how I do honor thee.
I pray you, let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, most reverend doctor. Here it is.
But Shylock, there's thrice how many offered thee.
An oath! I have an oath in heaven. Shall I lay perjury on my soul? No, not for Venice.
Why, this bond is forfeit. And lawfully the Jew may claim a pound of flesh to be cut off by him nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the tenor, it doth appear you are a worthy judge. You know the law. Your exposition hath been most sound. I charge you, by the law, whereof you are a well-deserving pillar. Proceed to judgment. By my soul, I swear, there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here, on my bond.
Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then thus it is, you must prepare your bosom for his knife.
Most rightful judge.
For the intent and purpose of the law hath full relation to the penalty, which here appeareth due upon the bond.
Oh, most learned judge, how much elder art thou than thy looks?
Therefore, lay bare your bosom.
Aye, his breast. So says it not in the bond, noble judge. Nearest his heart, those are the very words.
It is so. Are there volunteers to weigh the flesh?
I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon Shylock on your charge to stop his wounds lest he do bleed to death.
So nominated in the bond.
It is not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good you do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. It is not in the bond.
You merchant, have you anything to say?
But little. I am armed and well prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio. Fare you well. Grieve not that I am fallen into this for you. Commend me to your honorable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's end. Say how I loved you. Speak me fair in death. And when the tale is told, bid her be judge, whether Bassanio had not once a love. Repent but you, that you shall lose your friend, and he repents not that he pays your debt. For if the Jew do but cut deep enough, I'll pay it instantly with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to a wife who is as dear to me as life itself. But life itself, my wife, and all the world are not esteemed above thy life. I would lose all. I sacrifice them all to this devil to deliver thee.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that, if she were by to make here the offer.
I have a wife who I protest I love. I would you were in heaven, so she can entreat some power to change this currish Jew.
'Tis well you offer it behind her back, the which would make else an unquiet house.
These be the Christian husbands. I have a daughter. Would she were married to any of the stock of Barabbas rather than a Christian? We trifle time, I pray thee, pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most rightful judge.
And you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it.
Most learned judge, a sentence. Come, prepare.
Tarry little. There's something else. This bond doth give thee no jot of blood. The words expressly are, a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thou pound of flesh, but in cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are by the laws of Venice confiscate into the state of Venice.
Oh, upright judge! Mark Jew! Oh, learned judge!
Is that the law?
Thyself shalt see the act, for as thou urgest justice, be assured, thou shalt have justice more than thou desirest.
Oh, learned judge! Mark Jew, a learned judge!
I take this offer then. Pay the bond thrice and let the Christian go.
Here is the money.
Soft, the Jew shall have all justice. Soft, no haste, he shall have nothing but the penalty.
Oh, Jew, an upright judge, a learned judge!
Therefore, prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less, no more than a just pound. If thou takest less or more, as maketh light or heavy in the substance, or the division of a 20th part of one poor scruple. Nay, if the scale do turn within the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and thy goods are confiscate.
A second Daniel, a Daniel Jew!
Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my principal and let me go.
I have it ready for thee. Here
If
it
he
is.
refuse it in the open court, he shall have merely justice and his bond.
and then you'll still say I, a second Daniel. I thank the Jew for teaching you that word.
Shall I not have barely my principal?
You shall have nothing but the forfeiture to be so taken as I perilled you.
Why, then the devil give him good of it. I'll stay no longer questioned.
Tarry a little. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is an accident in the laws of Venice, if it be proved against an alien that by direct or indirect attempts he doth seek the life of any citizen, the party against which he doth contrive may claim one half his goods. The other comes privy coffer to the state, and the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only, against all other voice. In which predicament I say thou standest. Down therefore and beg mercy of the Duke.
Beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirit. Pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth it is Antonio's. The other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive him to a fine.
I for the state, not for Antonio.
Nay, take my life and all, pardon not that. You take my house when you do take the props that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can thou render him, Antonio?
A halter gratis, nothing else.
So please my lord the Duke and all the court to quit the fine for one half of his goods. I am content, so he will let me have the other half in use to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. 2 things provided more, that for this favor he do become a Christian. The other, that he would do record a gift here in this court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
You shall do this, or else I do recant the pardon that I late pronounced it here.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Clerk, draw deed of gift.
I pray thee, give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, and I'll sign it.
Get thee gone, but you.
And I've been judged. Thou shouldst have had 10 more godfathers to send thee to the gallows, not to the font.
Sir, I entreat you home with me to dinner.
I humbly do desire grace of pardon. I must away toward Padua this night, and it is meet I presently set forth.
I am sorry that your leisure serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind you are much bound to him.
Most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have by your wisdom been this day acquitted of grievous penalties, in lieu whereof 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew we freely cope your courteous pains withal,
and stand indebted over and above, and love and service to you evermore.
He that is well satisfied is well paid, and I delivering you am satisfied, and therein do account myself well paid. Never has my mind been more mercenary. I pray you know me when we meet again. I wish you well, and so I take my leave.
Good sir, of force I must attempt you farther. Take some remembrance of us, as a tribute, not as a fee. Grant me 2 things, I pray you, not to deny me and to pardon me.
You press me far, and therefore I will yield, and for your love, I'll take this ring from you. Do not draw back your hands, I'll take no more, and you would love to not deny me this.
This ring, good sir? Alas, it is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give it to thee.
I'll have nothing else but only this, and now methinks I have a mind to it.
There's more depends on this than on the value. The dearest ring in Venice I will give you, and find it out by proclamation. Only for this I pray you pardon me.
I see, sir, you are liberal in offers. You taught me first to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered.
Good sir, this ring was given to me by my wife, who when she put it on, made me vow I neither would give nor sell nor lose it.
That excuse serves many men to save their gifts. And if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I deserve this ring, she would not hold out enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
My lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. let his deservings, and my love withal, be valued against your wife's commandment.
Go, Gratiano, run and overtaken, and bring him, if thou canst, into Antonio's house. Away, make haste. Come, we will thither presently. And in the morning, early, fly we towards Belmont. Come, Antonio.
Inquire the Jew's house out. Give him this deed and let him sign it. We'll away tonight and be a day before our husband's home. This deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo.
Fair sir, you are well o'ertaken. My lord Bassanio, upon more advice, hath sent you here this ring, and doth entreat your company at dinner.
That cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and so I pray you tell him. Furthermore, I pray you show my youth old Shylock's house.
That will I do.
Sir, I would speak with you. I'll see if I can get my husband's ring, which I did make him swear to keep forever. Thou mayest, I warrant. We'll have old swearings that they did give their rings away to men, but we'll outface them and outswear them too. Away, make haste. Thou knowest where I will tarry. Come, good sir, will you show me to this house?
Hey! The moon shines bright in such a night as this, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees, and they did make no noise. In such a night, Troilus Phoenix mounted the Trojan walls, and sighed his soul toward the Grecian tents where crested lay that night.
In such a night that this be fearfully o'ertripped the dew, and saw the lion's shadow ere himself, and ran this night away.
In such a night stood Dido with a willow in her hand upon the wild sea banks, and weft her love to come again to Carthage.
In such a night Medea gathered the enchanted herbs that did renew Oasin.
In such a night did Jessica steal from a wealthy Jew, and with an unthrift love did run from Venice as far as Belmont.
In such a night the young Lorenzo sware he loved her well, stood in her soul with many vows of faith, and near a true one.
In such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love, and he forgave it her.
At our nightly did nobody come, but hark, I heard the foot of a man.
Who comes so fast in silence of the night?
A friend.
A friend? What friend? Your name, I pray you, friend.
Stefano is my name, and I bring word my mistress will before the break of day be here at Belmont.
Who comes with her?
None but a holy hermit and her maid. I pray you, is my master yet returned?
No, he is not, nor have we not heard from him. But go in, I pray thee, Jessica, and ceremoniously let us prepare some welcome for the mistress of the house.
Did you see Master Lorenzo? Master Lorenzo! Where?
Here!
Tell him there's a post come from my master with his horn full of good news. My master will be here ere the morning, sweet soul.
Let's in and there expect their coming. And yet no matter, why should we go in? My friend, Stefano, signify, I pray you, within the house your mistress is at hand, and bring your music forth into the air. How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Here will we sit, and let the sounds of music creep in our ears. Soft stillness and the night become the touches of sweet harmony. Sit, Jessica.
Look how the floor of heaven is thick inlaid with patterns of bright gold. There's not the smallest orb which thou beholdst, but in his motion like an angel sings, still choiring to the young-eyed cherubims. Come ho, and wake Diana with a hymn, with sweetest touches pierce your mistress' ear, and draw her home with music.
I'm never merry when I hear sweet music.
The reason is, your spirits are attentive. For do but note a wild and wanton herd, or race of youthful and unhandled colts, fetching mad bounds, bellowing and neighing loud, as is the hot condition of their blood. If they perchance but hear a trumpet sound, or any air of music touch their ears, you shall perceive them make a mutual stand, their savage eyes turned to a modest gaze by the sweet power of music. Therefore the poet did feign that Orpheus drew trees, stones, and floods, since not so stockish, hard, and full of rage, but music for the time doth change his nature. The man that hath no music in himself, nor is not moved with concord of sweet sounds, is fit for treasons, stratagems, and spoils. The motions of his spirit are dull as night, and his affections dark as Erebus. Let no such man be trusted. Mark the music.
The light we see is burning in my hall. How far that little candle throws its beams. So shines a good deed in a naughty world.
When the moon shone, we did not see the candle.
So doth the greater glory dim the less. A substitute shines brightly as a king, until a king be by, then his state empties itself as off an inland brook into the main of waters. Music, hark!
It is your music, madam, of the house.
Nothing is good I see without respect. Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day.
Silence bestows that virtue on it, madam.
How many things by seasons are to their right praise and true perfection? Peace, how the moon sleeps with Endymion and would not be awake.
That is the voice, so I am much deceived of Portia.
He knows me as the blind man knows the cuckoo by the bad voice.
Dear lady, welcome home.
We have been praying for our husband's welfare, the which speed we hope the better of our words. Are they returned?
Madame, they are not yet. But there is come a messenger before to signify their coming.
Go in, Nerissa, and give order to my servants. They take no notes as all of our being absent hint. Nor you, Lorenzo, Jessica, nor you.
Your husband is at hand, I hear his trumpets. Madame, we are no telltales. Fear you not.
The night, methinks, is but the daylight sick. It looks a little paler. 'Tis a day, such as the day is when the sun is hid.
We would hold day with the antipodes if you would walk in absence of the sun.
Let me give light, but let me not be light. For a light wife doth make a heavy husband, and never be Bassanio so for me. But God sort all, you are welcome home, my lord.
Thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man, this is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound.
You should in all sense be much bound to him, for as I hear, he was much bound for you.
No more than I am well acquitted of.
Sir, you are welcome to our house, and it must appear in other ways and words. Therefore I scant this greeting courtesy.
By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. In faith, I gave it to the judge's clerk. I am sorry you do take it, love, so much at heart.
A quarrel already? What's the matter?
About a hoop of gold, a paltry ring that she did give me, whose posy was for all the world like Cutler's poetry upon a knife. Love me and leave me not.
What talk you of the posy of the value? You swore when I did give it you that it would lie with you till your hour of death, and that it should lie with you in your grave. Though not for me, but for your vehement oaths, you should have been respective and have kept it. Gave it a judge's clerk. No, God's my judge. The clerk will ne'er wear hair on his face that had it.
He will, if he lives to be a man.
Aye, if a woman lives to be a man.
Now, by this hand, I gave it to a youth, a kind of boy, a little scrubbed boy, no higher than myself, the judge's clerk. It begged it as a fee. I could not for my heart deny it him.
You are to blame. I must be plain with you. To part so slicely with your wife's first gift. A thing stuck on with oaths to your finger, and so riveted with faith into your flesh. I gave my love a ring, and here he stands. I dare be sworn for him he would not lose it, nor pluck it from his finger for the wealth of the world's masters. Now in faith, Gratiano, you give your wife too unkind a cause of grief, and towards me I should be mad at it.
Why, it were best I cut off my left hand and swore I lost the ring defending it.
My lord Bassanio gave away his ring until the judge that begged it and he deserved it too.
What ring gave you, my lord? Not that I hope, but you received from me.
If I could add a lie into a fault, I would deny it. But you see my finger hath not the ring upon it. It is gone.
Even so void is your false heart of truth. By heaven, I'll ne'er come into your bed until I see the ring.
Nor I yours till I again see mine.
Sweet Portia, if you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, and could conceive for what I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, and would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you had known the virtue of the ring, or half her worthiness that gave the ring, or your own honor to contain the ring, you would not have parted with the ring. What man is there so unreasonable, if it had pleased you to have defended it with any term of zeal, wanted a modesty to urge a thing held as a ceremony? Nerissa teaches me what to believe, and I'll die for it, but some woman had the ring.
No, by my honor, no woman had it, but a civil doctor, who did refuse 3,000 ducats, and begged the ring of me, the which, for my heart, I suffered him to go away displeased. What? Even he that had held up the life of my dear friend. What am I to say, sweet Portia? My honor would not let ingratitude so much besmear it. By the candles of the night, I swear that if you had been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor.
Let not that doctor e'er come near my house. I'll not deny him anything I have. Watch me like Argus, and if you do not, and if I be left alone, now by mine own honor, which is yet mine own, I'll have that doctor for my precious love.
And I, his clerk, therefore be well advised how you do leave me to mine own protection.
Well, do you so? Let not me take him then, for if I do, I'll mar the young clerk's pen.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
Sir, grieve not you. You are welcome notwithstanding.
Nay, Portia, forgive me this enforced wrong. And in the hearing of these many friends, I do swear to thee, even by thine own fair eyes, wherein I see myself. Nay, but hear me. Forgive me this enforced wrong. I swear I ne'er more will break an oath with thee.
I once did lend my body for his wealth, which but for him that had your husband's ring had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again, my soul upon the forfeit, that your lord will nevermore break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this, and bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
Why, it is the same I gave the doctor.
I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio, but by this ring the doctor did woo.
And pardon me, my gentle Gratiano, for that same scrubbed boy, the doctor's clerk, and who of this last night did woo me too.
Why, this is like the mending of highways in summer, when the ways are fair enough. What, are we cuckolded there? We've deserved it?
Speak not so grossly, you are all amazed. Here's a letter. Read it at your leisure. It comes from Padua, from Dr. Bellario. There you shall find that Portia here was the doctor. Nerissa there, her clerk. Lorenzo shall be witness that we set forth as soon as you, and even but now returned. I have not yet entered my house. Antonio, you are welcome, and I have better news in store for you than you'd expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find that 3 of your argosies are richly come to harbor suddenly. You shall not know by what strange accident I chanced on these letters.
I am dumb.
Were you the doctor and I knew you not?
Were you the clerk that is to make me cuckold?
Aye, but the clerk that never means to do it, unless he live until he be a man.
Gentle doctor, lay with me tonight, and when I am absent, lay with my wife.
Sweet lady, you have given me life and living. For here I read for certain, that my ships are safely come to Rome!
Come now, Lorenzo. My clerk has some good comforts too for you.
Aye, and I'll give them him without a fee. There do I give to you and Jessica, from the rich Jew, a special deed of gift, after his death, of all he dies possessed of.
Fair ladies, you draw manna in the way of starving people.
It is almost morning, and I am sure you are not satisfied of the events in full. Let us go in and charge us there upon interrogatories, and we'll answer all things faithfully.
Let it be so. Well, while I live, I'll fear no other thing so sore as keeping safe nurse's ring.
Thank you for everyone for coming tonight. My name is Noah Gulliver. I was the stage manager tonight. We would be remiss if we didn't thank one very special person. Mrs. Bickley, could you come up on stage? Mrs. Bickley and I have worked on 8 Shakespeare plays together. Some for me as a student, some as helping backstage and with directing. And every year, the love and joy that she gives these students is just incredible. I know that she's prayed for, worked with, loved on all of these students, and everything you saw tonight was a testament to her hard work and just her incredible talent. So, Maria, thank you so much.
I couldn't do it without Noah and Levi and Susan Newman and Audrey Russell and all the moms and Julie Gulliver. It's a team effort, right? Everybody's parents. And listen, guys, it's almost over. So I promised you cookies, and thank you for coming, everyone.